gonna do it.
Hello, hello. Yes, this is PD, 60 seconds with PD. We're loading 60 seconds with PD right now. Welcome people to this week with PD. Yes. That's good. This week our topic is inappropriate behavior. Inappropriate behavior in relationships and marriages. Did we get that? That's inappropriate. Inappropriate behavior in relationships and marriages. Yes. That's very good. That's good. Welcome on board to PD 60 Minutes with PD. Amazing. So, it's going to be the fastest 60 minutes of the day. I'm here every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. So just write it down, 8:30 p.m. every Saturday. I'm right here. And it's going to be the fastest 60 minutes that we've had. We're talking about inappropriate behavior in relationships and marriages today. And I'm hoping that we will have people from countries all over the world, all over Africa, who will just come and say, you know what, this is what I believe is inappropriate in this kind of relationship. And I believe that we will all be learning together. Today is a day that we're going to educate ourselves. So I hope you're all ready to just start to write what you believe is inappropriate. I'll speak out some guidelines later on, but let's start to see what's appropriate. Hi people, hi. I see my people from Ghana, hi. People from Nairobi, hi. People from Namibia, hi, how are you? And of course, my Niger people, how are you all doing? Amazing. That is right. So I hope that we're all having amazing relationships. We're all having amazing marriages. Seraphina, how are you? I see you. I hope that we're all doing amazingly well. But make sure that you stay, come to the platform, watch the videos, look at the posters, and get your partners to come. For relationships to work, both parties have got to work on it. One party usually starts, but it is so important that the other party comes on, and that's when it works. So start to, and don't intimidate them. Just tell them to join this platform, to follow. I'm a friendly guy, nothing to be afraid of. I'm not gonna, make them feel bad or judge them, but it's just come, and then you both learn. Okay, so it's amazing. All relationships are driven by love. Everybody say love, by love. The problem is this: some people don't know what love is, and some people just don't care what love is. Okay, and my advice to you is leave these people alone. Just abandon them, because these two categories of people, you don't want them in your life, because you want love in your life. So if they don't know love, if you can teach them, that's good. But if they're not teachable, just check out. And if they don't care about love, then they're going to hurt you. I mean, can I just tell you that they will hurt you if they don't care about love? So they've got to care about love. So those are two categories of people that you should beware of. If they don't know love, they don't care about love, you want to get them out of your life, because you need love in your life. You've been wired to require love. Okay? And love is universal. It's not an African thing, it's not a European thing, it's not a Nigerian thing, it's not a Kenyan thing. It is universal. Love works everywhere. Okay, so and I know that we have people on this platform from different countries, and I'm going to attempt tonight to get people on the platform from different countries. So at some point, just state your city and your country, and I will pick you up to just share a few words on inappropriate behavior in marriages and relationships. Okay, so that's fantastic. Now, last week we learned this, that love is always about the other person. At any time, love is always about the other person, and you've got to know this, and your partner has got to know this too. You've got to tell your partner, you've got to repeat it so many times so that it sinks, that love is always about the other person. Okay, so tonight we're talking about inappropriate behavior in relationships and marriages. Okay, inappropriate behavior hurts your partner. Now, one reason why we're talking about this is this. Anytime it is really an inappropriate behavior in a relationship or in marriage, you are hurting your partner. And your purpose in your partner's life is not to hurt them. You just get this. Like, if right now you are doing anything that is hurting your partner, know that you are just not doing what you're supposed to be doing in their life. You just get that. So let's just start to remember that. Inappropriate behavior hurts your partner. That's why you should consider stopping it if it's mentioned here tonight. So as we press in tonight, if you hear something that we say is inappropriate and you are doing it, just try your best to stop it. You just get that. So and many times people don't know. They actually don't realize that what they're doing is inappropriate. For example, I had a young man get in touch with me, and he has a girlfriend who, when she's with him, she's taking video calls from other men, and he's upset and she won't stop. Now, why would you be taking a video call from another man while you're with your boyfriend? I mean, that's inappropriate. At some point in time, we're just going to talk about telephones, just telephone management and inappropriate behavior with your phone in a relationship and marriage. It's a big topic, and I want to start to hear you guys start to chip in. Tonight, I'm not doing all the talking. You guys are talking. It's a conversation. So I need you to start to just send me right now. Just type on the screen in your comments anything that you know or that you've experienced that's inappropriate in a relationship or marriage. Okay? So it hurts your partner. You don't want to do it. With inappropriate behavior, we will see that you won't like it done to you. And that's true. If there's something you're doing to your husband or your partner that you will not like it done to you, then don't do it. Like, why would you do it? But many people do that. It's always inappropriate when you do to your partner something that you would not want them to do to you. So you've got to be considerate. And love is considerate. By the time we're done, you guys will be like PhDs in love, like just knowing love. Okay? So that is good. But most times we're just not thinking about it. We do it, we're not thinking about it, and then stuff happens. Okay? I'm waiting to see some comments on inappropriate behavior in marriages and relationships. I'm waiting to see some comments. Okay, it's amazing. We're going to educate ourselves tonight. What's appropriate behavior without telephones? What's inappropriate behavior without telephones? Is there anybody here? Let me see. Let me check. And please, I'm going to ask people to come on board. So request to come on board. If you want to talk. And I want to speak to people from every country. I want to speak to a few people from Ghana, from Nairobi, and from Namibia and Zimbabwe, because I know that you're here. Okay, let me get Sammy on board. While Sammy's coming, let us see. Sammy's coming. Okay, inappropriate behavior with our telephones. Can somebody talk to me? Just let me hear what you think is inappropriate. Hey, Sammy.
Hey, PD. It's going really well. How are you?
Really good.
I've got to thank you so much for, good to see you too. It's been a while. I actually want to have, thank you. Thank you. I have come to get PhD.
So we're talking about inappropriate behavior.
Yes.
In relationships and marriages. What like throw out some things there. Let's discuss. What have you experienced, or what do you know? What do you just see with other people? What are other people doing that you see is inappropriate behavior? That's a good way to put it.
Wow, there's so many things. Times are changing. I wouldn't have imagined phones being an issue, say, about 20 years ago. But now it is an issue because a lot of people are doing their businesses. People entirely run their business on phone.
There's proper business and there's business.
Well, it could be. Okay. Let's say, so somebody could have an e-commerce business. Okay, you interact with your customers online. and e-commerce is 24 hours. Okay, now some spouse will understand, okay, that's your business. Do you understand? But where do you, for me, my question is, where do you differentiate from when it's okay, for example, something that is useful for the family, you need to run your business, you need to make money for the family as well as, but then again, it's eating into your time.
Okay.
How would you explain that without being, dismissive of their needs in that sense?
Okay. It's like this, and it's a good question, but I've always been in business. And so I get it. When you run a business, you've really got to be intentional with your time, and there's got to be family time. There has got to be family time. There's got to be personal time. You can't
Yes.
burn the candle at both ends and it be sustainable. It's just not sustainable. So what you do
Yes.
is that there is a time you cut off. As a business person, you wear many hats. You wear many hats.
Mm,
And when it's family
mm,
time, the business hat is off your head. And at this point, it's 100% focus. It's like. I'll tell you this. I run businesses in the past that have been really busy, and
busy.
I've got to learn this. Like when I go on vacation, I tell the crew, like, even if the place burns down, don't call me. Sort it out. When I come, I'll pick up the pieces. But
Mm,
when I'm off for 2 weeks, I don't want to hear from you. Sort yourselves out. And it's got to be that way, because if not, it's not going to work, and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect the relationship. And I'll tell you this too. One recurring nightmare I had when I was much younger is to come back home having made the biggest deal, like $1 billion, come back to an empty apartment on some penthouse somewhere, really expensive, and I'm there by myself. Then I end up somewhere in the club that night talking to some strange person that doesn't know anything about how I got the money or anything. That was just a
mm,
nightmare. So it kept
yeah.
me like always putting the family first, because when
First.
I made it, I wanted the family to be there, because they're the best people to share that joy with.
Okay, thank you, PD. I agree with you. So setting boundaries in business, know when there's family time and when is business time.
That's right. That's right.
Good,
That's
good.
right.
PD, I've got another question for you.
Okay.
It's about speaking to the in-laws. When
Okay.
Put it this way, you've had issues and it's reoccurring. When is an appropriate time to speak to the in-laws? Is there an appropriate time to ever speak to the in-laws in marriage?
Okay. I think that you're better off getting counseling from a person that's
Mm,
not a relative. What I
mm,
advise people is this: before you get married, and even during, you both should agree between yourselves that there's this person that we both respect. We respect their wisdom, we respect their insight, and this person will have oversight over us. If we ever have
mm,
problems, we'll go to this person, and whatever, and you both agree that whatever this person says, we will do it. We will allow this person to speak into the marriage, speak into the relationship, and guide us. And if both of
mm,
us play our part, that when this person talks, we actually make the changes and we consider what they
yeah.
say, things will work. Because with
Mm,
in-laws, it can get tricky, because like it's like this. I'll tell you the truth. The in-law will always supposed will, right, like somewhere in their heart, they're rooting for their kid. Okay, now
yeah.
you've brought this complaint, you're looking for judgment. You could get some fair judgment, okay, but then there, it affects the atmosphere in the home,
Yeah.
so you don't want to do that.
Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. But sometimes it does get unbearable. Like you want to speak to a third party in a sense. So the in-laws aren't the best people to speak to.
Not really. You want an
Okay,
unrelated person, and
person.
everybody must have somebody that they listen to. Do not like if you're not hooked up or married already, be careful about anybody that doesn't have one or two people that can call them to order, that can just say come
Mm,
and talk to them. Because in any relationship there will be rough times, and when things get
yeah.
rough, who do you take them to? Who do you if they are just like uncontrollable, then you are
Yes.
going to have a problem.
Problem. Okay, someone to call them to order. So when you're
Yes,
dating someone,
everybody must
say,
have
who calls you to
everybody must.
order?
Yes. Seriously. So for all the
Okay,
single people out there,
yeah,
ask this question. It's like too many times single people don't look for what's important. Then they get married, and then they now hit like when the rubber hits the road, it's like, wow. And then they see all the things that they should have asked that they didn't. That's why you need to follow me on this platform. And
I know, I've just learned something. But how would you know what are the important questions? Because if you're not married, you won't think about, okay, let me ask for people who say your partner is accountable to or listens to. Who are the most important? What are those questions you want to ask?
That's
or those things you want to know. Okay, PD, go. Give us three. Give us. I know you. Give us three important questions.
Okay.
Three important questions beyond finance or anything else. Yes.
One thing is this: the person you end up with has got to be teachable, because you're meeting them at a certain level, okay, and you're hoping that they improve. People that are not teachable will not improve because they're just satisfied with where they are, and whatever issues or problems that they have right now, they're just going to remain. So you've got to get a sense that this person can be taught. So that's important. And for me, I'll ask you a simple question like, I shouldn't just let out everything right now that everybody knows, But anyway, if I ask you a simple question like, do you read? I'll ask it really casually, but it's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker because if you don't read, you can't keep up with me. And if you can't keep up with me, you're going to be a problem. So just over dinner is like, okay, so what book did you read lately? I said, I never read anything. Okay. Did you listen to anything? Did you do anything? I said, no. Okay. That's the last dinner day.
Yes.
Did you get that?
Good. Someone actually, yes.
So they've got to be teachable. They've got to have somebody in their life, okay, that they are accountable to. Somebody who can speak into their lives. That's two. And three, they've got to be God-fearing. Personally, I want a God-fearing person, because if you're God-fearing, you have boundaries. If you're not God-fearing, you can do anything.
Yes. PD, I've got to say your wealth of wisdom is I'm blown away. From your responses, I have more questions. You said something that was quite important. Okay, how about if that person where they receive counsel from, because there are people in your life where you trust their statements, you know they're wise. What if it's the opposite sex and it's not a family person? It's not someone within your spouse's family circle. What would you say to that?
Now, if the person is getting advice from somebody of the opposite sex, that's not a member of the family. That's the question.
Yes.
Okay, it's like this. Advice has gotten, when advice comes, it should be to both of you. Okay. And when you're in a marriage, you are both united. You seek counsel together. So it's okay for the person to be of the opposite sex, but the advice should come to both of you. Both of you should approach this person. Do you get?
Okay.
And that kind of independent kind of thing should be not encouraged. Okay. Where let's do this together. And it's together that things work, because it's actually easier for both of you to sit with that person and let that person speak than for her to get the advice and then bring it to you.
Advice. Okay.
So
that is
it's okay, but you should go together.
Yes.
And you should be open to going if the advice is good. Yes.
I like that response. I've been taking notes here. Physical and mental notes. So my next question is about being independent in marriage. Where do you draw a line with being independent? I mean, some people have this understanding that you can't lose yourself to a certain degree in marriage. Where do you hold back?
Like a loving marriage has there's agreement. It's very important.
Yes.
There's unity. Independence is not a great thing because there's a freedom in agreement, which is separate from independence. Independence is like, it's all about me, and that's not love. And I just want to do it irrespective of what you think or feel. Now that's independent, and that mindset is not good in a marriage. Now you are free. See, because I love you, okay? I'll work with you, and your dreams are my dreams. So it's my job to encourage you to be the best that you can be. But then I'm there to encourage you, and you'll do it. But not when you're trying to do it by yourself and I'm out of it. You just get that. So
Yes.
just
Yes.
being totally independent and like my space in a marriage. If you like your space so much, then you should not have gotten
Don't get
married.
married.
You know, and if you wanted to be that independent, then marriage wasn't
Yes.
for you. Am I talking to anybody?
True. Yes.
Just get that.
Yes. Certainly
Now,
me. Okay.
okay,
I see there are I see there are a few questions popping up. I think I'd give someone else an opportunity to ask some questions.
okay, fantastic, fantastic. Let me say, I mean, one party is not open to it. Now, what? Now, let me see. What's this question? Read this question out and let's see. If not, let
It's,
me see who else is waiting. Right here. Okay. Talk to me, people.
someone
Yes.
asked the question.
Let me catch that question in a minute.
Someone said, "What if they are not open to having a third party speak into their marriage?"
Then you're going to run into problems. You see, like some things work, some things don't. If you voluntarily choose something that doesn't work, then you will have to face the consequences.
Hmm.
You just get that. You have to just face the consequences. So if you want to do it by yourself, thinking that you're all wise, you will run into problems. It's as simple as that. It just doesn't work. Any other
Good.
question? I have here, it says that I have using abusive words on each other. Now, it's inappropriate to use abusive words on one another. It just is. It's hurtful and there's no benefit. You see, and I believe this. If you master your language enough, you're able to pass a message to your partner without going abusive. You just get that. So you just don't want to do that. Abusive words, you don't use abusive words. So if you've ever like cursed out your partner or use abusive words on them, don't do it. Just go apologize, make sure everything is fine, and don't do it again. Okay? Let me
There
see.
is another
Yes,
question here. It says, "What if you're in a relationship but you're the only one putting in all the effort?"
now that's bad as well, because to be quite frank, it's marriages that are worked on by both parties that work. It's okay for one party to put in all the effort for a while, for a short spell. But in that time, the other party should be open and follow the example of the other party and start to get to actually put in some effort. It gets so sweet when both parties are putting in an effort. When it's just one party, then one party is basically oppressing the other, and that's not a happy marriage. And I hope that there are enough men and women on the platform that both parties have got to be involved. Both parties have got to try. It's never perfect, but if you work on it, it's enjoyable. And your relationship, your marriage is supposed to be enjoyable, not just you endure it. You're supposed to enjoy it. Just get that.
Sure.
Amazing.
That's good.
Now,
But on that same sorry, go on, PD.
no, go on. Talk to me.
On that same question, at what stage you talk about responsibilities in
There's
marriage?
got to be healthy communication in any relationship, which means that it's at any stage. It's like, it's like if you can't speak to your partner, there's a problem. Like what you guys do. Love is about being with a person, we're talking. I mean, like, in fact, we've got to like be intentional not to talk too much so we can get some work done, because we are friends. The issue is this: there are many people who are together for different reasons, but they're not friends, and that's bad. You've got to be a friend. Yeah, because with your friend, there's no friend you have that you remain with that you struggle to speak to, because if you had a problem speaking to them, you'd have left them. Do you get that? So it's just not cool. You've got to allow your partner to talk to you. And that leads me to another thing. Don't control your partner with anger. I know people, both male and female, where they just get angry when they're communicating, and they kind of just shut their partner down because the anger they just rage up. And that's not fair. That's bullying. That's bullying. It's not fair. It's not healthy. And it's not nice. It's just not nice. You are not in their life to oppress them with your anger. Get help. If you have an anger problem, don't just oppress your partner. Get some help. Get some help. There's professional help available for people with anger issues.
And if you're on the receiving side, how do you handle it? How do you deal with it?
If the person is just angry at you all the time,
Yes. I'm sure people want to ask that question. How do you handle it? Because you love that person.
Um,
So how would you?
well, you don't want to confront an angry person. So when they get angry for real, just step back. But as soon as the anger goes down, go back to that issue. Don't let don't be bullied to the point where you let the issue go. You know, maybe when they've eaten a nice plate of food or when everything is happy, bring the issue back.
Hmm.
And if they get angry, you no step back. But once they cool down, you bring it back again. And at some point, they're going to realize that anger can't control you. See, I'll tell you what anger is about. When people anger comes from comes from one place. Anger comes from fear, and its purpose is control. And so at the end of the day, when you are afraid of some issue or something, you get angry really quick, and you use that to control the situation. Do you get that? So
Hmm.
so let's start looking at what's making you afraid. What are you afraid of? Why do you need to control me? You know, if you're angry each time we talk about money, then are you afraid I'm going to spend the money? Are you afraid that I'm going to see what you're doing with the money? Are you afraid like what? Where is the fear? Control is about fear and anger.
Fear.
You know, and so it's interesting. If we sit down and we talk, we can see exactly where the problem is.
Great. That's
Did you
great.
get that?
I didn't think about fear as having the root, as in
Yeah,
anger
yeah,
having
yeah.
the root as
It's
fear.
interesting because the angry person looks fearless, but it's fear. It's fear because that anger is trying to control you, and the need for control comes from just fear.
Fear. Wow. That is good. There's so many questions popping up here. Someone has asked, I think it's Kebby Babe 79 saying, why men like to control how we dress, but they do as they please and choose our friends for us.
Um, I mean that's a lot of control. Now it's like this. If like men are visual, okay, so I can see why how a man would. And to be quite frank, if you're with a guy or you're with if he's your guy for real, and or your husband, then who else are you dressing for? Who else are you dressing for? I mean, I guess you're dressing for him. So he should have a say in how you dress. Him choosing your friends, it's two-sided. If you've got friends that are questionable, hey, there might be some reason there. But at all times there has to be agreement. You see, in a relationship is a partnership. You chose one another. You are not forced on
Hmm.
each other. So you chose one another. So you work together because you chose one another. So you work together and you make it work. So it doesn't have to be that bad. I have
Okay,
a
I'm
quick
sure that.
question here. I have a quick question here. Um, phones.
Yes.
Should people lock their phones? I need some feedback. Should people lock their phones?
Have passwords.
And if you think so, then why? Should there be a password on it? Can your spouse pick up your phone if it rings? Should you be picking up calls at 10, 11 at night? You're laughing, Sammy. These are questions. I'm
No,
just
no,
wondering
no.
if
You
there's
know
a
what?
person
For me
right now.
personally, my answer of that is I don't. I've never had a bit of lock on my phone. I've never had a lock on my phone, so I can see how that would be touchy for some people. I've never had my phone on silent or turned it on the side, so because that would just be problems. But I like to hear what everyone has to say.
Very good. And I want a request. I want a few people to request to come on so we can just get some other perspectives here. And if you're here from Ghana, I want you to request. If you're here from Ghana, let me see. Yes. So let's talk about phones. Is it okay to have your phone open? Is it okay for your partner to pick up your phone? Talk to me, people. Yeah,
Some
yeah. Let me see. Yes. Talk to me.
Someone has
Okay.
said here, is it an issue? His phone is always on silent. What do you have to make of that then?
See, like I grew up doing business. There's no business you are doing that your partner cannot know about. So the idea that it's your business contact that's making you lock your phone, it doesn't fly. And your partner knows that is not flying. So if you keep your hands clean, there's actually no reason why you can't just have your phone open. And there's no reason why your partner can't pick up your phone if your business is clean. Does anybody agree to this? If you agree, just wave your hands in the air like you don't care. And also too with phones, if somebody of the opposite sex calls you and it's like maybe past 9:30, 10 at night, and you're married. Personally, I wouldn't pick it up. I just won't pick it up. And in the morning, I could call them back. And I'll tell them I didn't pick it up because it was too late. Because I'm setting borders for that person, boundaries for that person. So they know that I'm a family person or I'm in a relationship and I respect my relationship. And I will not allow them to disrespect it. You get it? And I'll tell you this, any form of disrespect that anybody disrespects your relationship is because you allowed it. If you didn't allow it, it wouldn't happen. So if they call if they call you at that time of night, just don't pick it up, because it's just awkward for you to be, you're a man and you're on the phone with a woman till like 11 p.m. at night at home. It's just not, it's inappropriate. It just is.
But
you know?
true.
Yeah.
But sometimes not picking up could cause an issue as well, don't you think?
But family comes first. So whatever that
Yes.
issue is like, like in everything, there's got to be a set of priorities, and in your priorities, your family comes first. You get it? So
Yes.
it's like family comes first. Just get
Good.
that. Exactly.
Yes.
Same thing too. Where if you're a woman and there's a guy that your guy or your husband doesn't like, it's inappropriate to maintain a relationship with that person. It's inappropriate to visit that person. It's inappropriate to be found with that person. Same thing, vice versa. You just get it. So it's important that your partner is okay with the people that you deal with in one way or the other. It's just important. Okay. Any more questions, people? Because I'm surprised that there are a lot of inappropriate situations that come up that we could really talk about. But then I want to make sure that we're talking about things that people relate to. So I just need more input. What is your opinion on your partner having friends of the opposite sex you never met? Now, partner here is this boyfriend or husband or wife. If it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, it depends on how serious you've gotten. But if it's a wife or husband, even when you meet people outside, you try your best to connect them with your partner, so that your partner knows that it's an open relationship. Okay, and an acquaintance is okay, but when it becomes a friendship, when you're married or you're in a serious relationship, friendships are joint. If you want to be my friend, you've got to be my wife's friend. You can't try to isolate me and be my friend. You've got to be our friend. Okay, so we'll come to you together, we'll discuss you together, things like that. You just get that. Fantastic. I see here too, it says, okay, I have a few questions coming in. Abusive words, recurring. When you have recurring issues, when is it right? Okay, yes. Comments is, our in-laws, yeah, yes, we did that. What if you are not open to a third party? Yes. What if they are not open to having? Yes. What if you are in a relationship, you are the only one putting effort? What if one party is not open? You've got to both work on your relationships together, and look for, like, if you have a partner who's not willing to work on your relationship, then that partner is going to be a problem. If you're not married, leave the person. If you're married, try to talk to him, or her, and get them to the point where they value your marriage enough to look for improvement. No matter how good it is, like your car can't be so good that it never needs to be serviced. Just get that.
Very true.
So getting help or counseling or reading books or watching videos on marriage is not because there's a problem. It's just to keep it going well. Just get that. What if your partner never opens up and always keeps things to himself? Now, one thing is this: he didn't start doing that when he met you, so which means that you knew what you were getting, but that's not right. If you're in a relationship and you're married, you've got to start opening up. And the issue with most men, I'll tell you right now, with opening up, is it's interesting, but it's fair as well. It's actually fair. Men tend to build a defense system around themselves. And at any sign of danger, they run behind the defenses and stand. So they're in a place and they're watching you, and they are just watching what you do. And the more you try to reach them, the more they climb up the tree. After a while, it's like they're sitting in the tree watching you down there. And sometimes you've got to move back and give them space to calm down and let them realize that it's okay. And then you come back to them. I've seen this happen a lot of times where the man just shuts down. But to be quite frank, if there are any men out here, trust the person you're with. They're not going to intentionally hurt you. So open up, talk to them, share with them. And I'll say it again, they won't hurt you. It's going to be okay. Okay? Any men there, wave your hands. Why men like to choose how we dress? Yes. What if your partner never opens up? What is your opinion on your partner having friends of the opposite sex? Yes, I think I did that. Why is it that only men like to bring up your past when there's an argument? This says, why is it that only men like to bring up your past when there's an argument? That's not totally true, okay? But at the same time, they shouldn't do that. Your past is your past. I believe that the person that you are today is the person you are today. So there's just no need to bring up the past. They should just love you for who you are today, because it's not helpful. When you're in a marriage or a relationship, don't do anything that's not helpful. You know, even if you're hurt, don't do anything. Like bring up a person's past. What good could it cause or bring? It's just not going to bring it good. So don't do it. Okay? Fantastic. His phone is always on silent. Why is your phone on silent, people? Okay, I want one man here to just tell me why his phone is on silent all the time. I mean, like my phone is on silent a lot though, because my phone rings a lot. And the kind of business I do, my phone rings a lot. And it would stress me if my phone would ring often. So I have a system where I go to my phone. My phone doesn't call me. And I can explain, you know, my phone doesn't call me. When I'm available, I'll go to my phone. So my phone is not something in my life that's dragging my attention. And I do that
Sure.
because my phone rings a lot. But
And
but
Pete,
it's open, you know, it can be checked.
something to add to that as well. Your spouse has to believe you for them to know if your phone is on silent is because you want your privacy. Because some people, if they're in doubt, you can't explain it to them. The trust isn't there. So trust is an issue before. If your phone is on silent, it becomes a normal thing. If you don't trust someone, if they say, well, I'm doing it because I want to respect my privacy, they won't believe. So I think trust is also important as well.
And that is true. Trust is very important. And when you talk to your partner, talk to your spouse, there's a way you talk, and you get a point where you trust yourselves, you know what you guys can do. And trust is important. If not, like things you do, the heart that it's coming from affects how it's perceived. So two people can do the same thing. But if one person did it from a heart that's not really good, it's going to be perceived badly. But if it's coming from a heart of love, it's going to be okay. So the key is that have love in your heart. Whatever you say or do, just have love in your heart. You know, and that's just something you want to do. Okay, people, I need somebody to come on board. Sam has been here for so long. I want somebody, anybody at all, who wants to talk tonight? Talk to me. Ade, you want to come on? I'll pull you on right now. Talk to me. I want somebody to just request so you can come up. Is it appropriate for a married man to have a married woman as a friend and they talk multiple times as a day? Not really. I mean, like there are acquaintances and then there are friends. So you got to be careful. You can have a married acquaintance, but not a friend where because she's married and you're married as well. So there's a limit to how friendly you can get. Okay, there's just a limit on how friendly you can get. I have a question here. Is what's the appropriate financial relationship with someone of the opposite sex? Which means that can I borrow money from somebody of the opposite sex without telling my partner? Or not? People talk to me. What do you think? Actually, it's not. It's not. If you borrow money from somebody, especially of the opposite sex, then both of you should be in it. Asantewa. Okay, I have my friend from Ghana here. Asantewa, how are you? Asantewa from Accra is trying to get on. Okay, so you really shouldn't if you want to borrow money, you should do it together. There should be agreement and you should go. But don't be like a man and you're married, you're borrowing money from some woman and your wife doesn't know, she didn't agree. Don't do that. And if you're a woman too, don't do that. It's not appropriate. This is 60 Minutes with PD. Our topic tonight is inappropriate behavior in relationships and marriage. Inappropriate behavior in relationships and marriage. Okay? Fantastic. It's inappropriate to be in a marriage and you go out by yourself and come back in the morning. If you're doing it, stop it. It's not, you shouldn't be doing that. Because some people do. It's amazing. You see a guy go out or, and then, come back in the morning. And if I say morning, I mean morning. Don't do that. Did you just get that? Is it appropriate to look at somebody of the opposite sex when you're with your partner? I wish I got some kind of response. Asantewa is trying to get on, but I think her internet is slow. She's dialing in from Accra. Okay, so talk to me. What do you think? You're with your wife and you're driving down the road and you see this chick. She really looks good, and you want to look. Is it appropriate to like take a good look and say, "Wow, isn't that something?" Or just look straight before you get wax on the other side? Well, it's not appropriate to stare, but it depends on your relationship with your partner. Two of you can actually look together and say, oh, wow, and then speak about it. But don't sneak glances. If you're gonna look, look. If you're not looking, don't look. You just get that. Fantastic. What's appropriate relationship with people of the opposite sex? How close? Can we hang out? Can we have secrets that we don't share with our partner? No, you cannot have secrets with somebody else that's not your partner or your spouse. It's not just respectful to the person you're with. And there's a limit. Asantewa, how are you? Hello.
I'm
Good
fine,
to
and
see you.
Hi, hello,
Hi. Very good. So what questions do you have for me? This is Asantewa is
hello.
calling in from Accra. How's it in Ghana? It's good?
We're fine. Everything is fine, and you,
Fine, thank
PD?
you. Fine, thank you. Any things any behavior you consider inappropriate that you want to share with us tonight?
Yes. Everything being a cheating. It could be an emotional cheat, physical cheating, financial cheat. So yes, anything concerning being a
And
cheat
that's
is not
true.
an appropriate behavior in a
True,
relationship.
because we said earlier on, anything you do that hurts your partner is inappropriate. Now, if you cheat, that you are hurting your partner,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't be doing. Like your purpose in your partner's life is not to hurt them. Whatever you do, no matter how you justify it, but if it will hurt them, it's inappropriate. And I like the fact that you mentioned emotional cheating, because some people will say, "Well, I didn't have sex." There is a level of connection you're going to have with somebody of the opposite sex that you shouldn't. You haven't touched them, but that connection you have with them is too much. You can't be a man and you have a
Mhm.
girlfriend, but there's some woman that if you haven't spoken to her today, you're not okay. And then she has this much influence on your life. It's just not right. It's just not right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else? Anything else?
And then yes, and I think that when we are in a relationship, we should try as much as possible to be open and to accept corrections. That if you do something and your partner tries to correct you on that, to be able to
Okay, that we should be
change.
teachable. That's true. What you're saying, I think I said that
Yeah.
earlier, that we've got to be teachable. We've got to be teachable. When we're with a person, we've got to be able to listen. Everybody must be able to listen to their partner and be willing to make some change. The idea that you will not listen to your partner and then you will not change, it's a very selfish idea. And selfishness is not a loving character, okay? So if there's anything selfish that you're doing, It's not appropriate. It's just not appropriate. Fantastic. Anything else? Are we good?
So many things, yes, so many things that we do. Sometimes we are conscious of it, sometimes we are not. We don't
True.
know what we do.
True.
Sometimes you are
And that
doing
is so
something,
true.
but you may not know if it's not appropriate. Yeah.
And that's true. Like everybody has got
Sometimes you
to,
may do something that
like I said earlier on, is that there are two categories of people that we should be aware of. People that don't know what love is, because if they don't know what love is, they won't do it to you. And people that don't care what love is, because if they don't care about love, they're not going to do it to you. And everybody needs to be loved. Everybody needs love in their lives. Okay. My hubby believes that he's always right. It doesn't matter what he does. You shouldn't have
yes,
said your hobby. You have
yes.
said
For this,
one
I
man you
think
know.
for
Hello, talk to me.
for this first thing, my husband believes that he's always right, and it doesn't matter what he does. For this particular question, it is mostly
Now,
for
I'll tell you this, and I hope that there are people here. If you think you're always right, I mean, how can you think you're always right? Yeah,
ask
yeah, yeah.
again,
How
no,
can you
please.
just think? Because if you're
Ask
always
this
right, it
simple
means that your
question.
partner is always wrong. You know, and how does your partner feel if
Yes,
they think that they're always wrong? You just get that. I mean, that's so it's not fair, it's not nice, it's hurtful to your partner, and you actually don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. Just get that. So you can't be always right all the time, all the time. Thank you, Asantewa. Thank you very much. We have like 14 minutes left. Let's see. Anybody else that wants to just request right now? Let me see anybody that wants to come on board. Send a request so I can get you on board. What's appropriate for, let me see. It's inappropriate for my hubby to be angry at me when I'm being assisted by maids. Now, can you explain this? Angry at me when I'm being assisted? Okay, and true. Don't tell your partner off in front of outsiders. Be respectful to your partner all the time. Do not, do not, do not, do not, do not. Don't tell your partner off in front of people. If there's going to be a correction, make it personal. Don't do it public. It's actually just not nice. I see here. What do you do when your spouse lied to you about his past, and when found out and confronted him, still kept lying about it? What do? You take him to an accountable person. You just get that. You take him to an accountable person. So I mean, somebody that he would listen to, that would speak to him. That's why it is very important that your spouse or your partner has a person that they will listen to. You just get that. It is very, very important. Okay. What if your spouse is always paranoid with somebody that comes around, male or female? Also, your partner does not keep friends, and you like to keep friends. Now, you've got to be respectful to your partner. If your partner does not like somebody you're hanging out with, you should respect them and stop hanging out with them. Your partner doesn't have friends. Both of you at this point in time should make friends together. You see, at this point, I see a lot of independent thinking in this question, where, to be quite frank, you and your partner should come together and make friends together. Okay? Lies are inappropriate in a relationship. How can you handle a situation when your partner continues to lie to you, and after you had a serious talk, how much you dislike it? So this is, your partner lies to you, you talk to them, they keep lying and they keep lying. If they continue to lie, you've got to walk. If you're not married, you don't want them in your life. If not, they will hurt you a lot. They'll hurt you a lot. So obviously they're doing something right. That's why you want to stay there. But if they keep lying, you don't want them anymore. So that is fantastic. Yes. What is it appropriate for my hubby to be angry at me when being held by male cashiers? Yes. Is it appropriate to correct you? Yes. It's not appropriate to correct your partner in public. Don't do that. Respect them enough to call them aside and speak to them quietly. What's appropriate for sex in a marriage? It's not appropriate to not have sex with your partner for what? A week? I mean, like a week, 2 weeks. Like sometimes people tell me that their partner has not touched them for like a month or two. That is, that's wickedness. Just wickedness. So if you're married, if you're married, you've got to make yourself available to your partner. Is it appropriate for my partner to ask a close friend, family friend, to come clean up his apartment when you are away? I'm assuming of the opposite. Wait. A close family friend. Close family friend when you're away. This can be discussed because if you're away, if it's a family friend, I mean, like a relative, like if you're not comfortable with the person, then your partner shouldn't. That's why there has to be the communication. So if you're not comfortable with this person, then you should talk to your partner, and your partner should respect you enough not to do it. In a relationship, respect one another. Respect one another enough to yield to one another. So if your partner says, well, I don't like this thing, no matter how much you like it, respect them enough, love them enough to not do that thing. Okay? Just get that. It's a close female family friend that you're obviously not comfortable with. Then he shouldn't. He just should not. Is it? Yes. He just should not. Should you always be blaming? It's inappropriate in a relationship to keep blaming the person, your partner or your husband, for everything. Like they're just the reason for any problem in your life. That is just not, it's inappropriate because it will hurt them. You just get this. Because it's instinctive for many people to like, if there's a problem or there's a fault, the first thing they do is blame. And the person they blame, guess what, is the person right next to you. So if you default to this, it's inappropriate, so you've got to stop it. Don't blame your partner for everything. We don't have pillow talk or any romantic conversations. Is it okay? No romantic conversation? That's not okay. Bring them to PD. Bring that man to PD. Let PD talk to. Like women need to communicate. Women communicate to get intimate. They communicate to connect. And I've taught this before. We've spoken this before. Women communicate to connect. And if you're a man, you want your woman connected to you, because guess what? You want her body. You want stuff from her. Physically. But she's wired different. You use your eyes. Your eyes are like a switch. You're switched on and you move. But a woman needs to communicate, to connect. She needs to be emotionally involved before she gives herself to you. So you need to talk to her. You need to just keep, just engaging her ears, and therefore her heart. That women have an ear-heart connection that every wise guy needs to know about and operate it if you're in a relationship. It's just important. Okay, so that is amazing. Not taking, and in any relationship, take responsibility for your actions. If you did something, it didn't work, tell your partner, it's my fault. It's my fault. That is my fault. It's good. It's my fault. It had nothing to do with you. It was all me, and I won't do it again. And just take responsibility for, and don't be defensive. It's not appropriate. It's inappropriate to be just defensive all the time with your partner, where whatever happens, you just defend yourself. Defend yourself. You're always right. You never just agree that you ever made any mistakes. What if your partner compares you to his female friends? Really? And prefers to open up to his female friends and spend time with them. What kind of partner is this? That's completely inappropriate. Don't compare your partner. And this thing that this person is doing to this person, if it was reversed and done to you, you wouldn't like it. So don't do it. Do not compare. If you're a female, don't compare him to other men that you know. If you're a man, don't compare her to other women that you know. And don't compare it in your mind, and don't say it out. Okay? And yeah, it's just inappropriate. So don't do that. Talk to me, people. Let me see. I have some things here. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate to be the one that's being served all of the time. Okay? If you're in a relationship, and in this relationship, you just are the one being served. You're just being served. Like they're just doing stuff for you. and they're giving you things and they're doing stuff for you all the time, and you are not doing anything back to them. It's inappropriate. In any relationship, to be sustainable, whatever nice thing or good thing that your partner does to you, make a decision in your mind that you have to do something back for them. That's what makes the wheel turn around. Where don't be that person where you're just demanding, I want this and I want that and I want this and you're just comfortable. No matter what it is, make sure that you're giving back. It's important. What if your partner complains a lot? Complaining is not sexy, it's not attractive. Complaining is not an attractive behavior, so it's inappropriate. If there are problems, have a discussion, deal with it, and move forward. But don't nag. Don't nag. Nagging is not. You see, I have this thing I say all the time. You want to be an oasis in the desert to your partner. An oasis in the desert means that the desert is dry, just dry. And in that desert, there is a pool of calm, cool water. Now, if you're in the desert and you see that oasis, what's the first thing you do? You go straight like a beeline to that pool of water to drink, to wash, to just remain in that calm, peace, nice environment. That's what you're supposed to be to your partner. That whenever there's a problem outside or they think about coming to you, they are coming with, like they're coming quick and directly. They're not stopping by some friend. They're not stopping to take a few beers so that they can tolerate your presence. You are just an oasis in the desert. And you're both supposed to do that to one another. And it just works. It works. Okay, my hobby is moody when we don't have money. Now, this is very common. Actually, it's very, very common. And it's something that men have got to overcome. The money responsibility, whether you agree or not, is on the man's heart. Even if he's not making the money or you're making more money than him, that money, that's how most African men were raised, that you take care of your family. So that money responsibility is there. So when there's no money, he feels he's failed. And because he feels he's failed, he's moody, okay? So what to do? Cut your budget according to your size, have some kind of savings, and encourage him. When he's moody that way, don't demand money from him, and encourage him. Try to let him know you understand, you're with him through thick or thin, and encourage him. Tomorrow is a better day. I work together on something that's productive, and cast a vision. Like visions work. When there's no money, cast a vision. This is what we'll do when we get the money. This is how we'll get the money. And live in that vision for like a minute and encourage yourselves. This is what you do. I've been there before. So just do that. Okay? Fantastic. What else? Let's see before we close. It's inappropriate to be stingy. Love gives. Love is generous. Okay? You cannot tell somebody that you love them and you're stingy towards them. Like your stinginess is telling them, I don't love you, I don't love you, I don't love you. And each time you give them, you're saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. You just get that. So don't be stingy. And this is all from both parties. Male, female, don't be stingy. Love is not stingy. Okay? It's inappropriate to be the winner in every fight or quarrel. Where each time there's a quarrel or a fight, you win. And then you feel good. You're a bully. Say no to bullying. Everybody's just hashtag no to bullying. Tomorrow, just put it out there. PD said, no to bullying. No, you can't be the winner of every fight. You can't know it all. Each time we quarrel, one person says sorry and you're okay. Don't do that. If you're that person that they keep saying sorry to all the time, don't do it. We're going to shut down very quickly. I'm going to keep talking to the shutdown. Next week, we're going to do what men want. I want a lot of men on the platform to say, let's demystify it for women. So women can't say we don't know what men want. So men just come and say, this is what we want. And the week after, on the 27th, we're going to do what women want. So women start to take your notes. We're going to do what women want. So we're going to have people, at the platform from everywhere saying what they want. Okay, inappropriate behavior, really, really quick. Stop jumping to conclusions and counter-attacking. It's inappropriate to jump to conclusions and attacking your partner. Let your partner express themselves. And when they talk, listen to them. Consider what they say. Always consider what your partner is saying. And when you consider it, give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay? And don't jump to conclusions. You know, and most times you're jumping to conclusions. It's a negative conclusion. Don't do that. Think more of your partner. Seriously. And it helps. Always assume the best of your partner. So if they're late, okay, it's like